Hello. Good evening, friends. I see you, you see me. Let's just do a show real quick. What else can I say, man? Today's show, it's a sad show today. It's a sad show today. I'm sorry. What it is I got to get this stuff off my chest, man. I don't know who else to talk about. Who else to talk to? I just talked to you guys. I got to do some comedy tonight. So if I don't get this out here, I'll get it out during comedy, and then that's no fun. People don't like it when you're too real at comedy. You got to have like a joke or something or rather to go off of. So let's just get right into it, y'all. If you live in Southern California, the Apple Fire is over by like Redlands, Yucaipa area, kind of where the 10 and the 60 meet. That shit is out of control, burning up. There's smoke in Palm Springs. It's smoked out in Palm Springs. Smoke all up in Joshua Tree, all the way to Phoenix. It's just been smoking. They say it's about 15% contained. It's called the Apple Fire. And because it's in Apple Valley, okay? But when you look up Apple on the computer, only thing that comes up is Apple products. You have to type in Apple Fire. Oh, look it. I was so in a mood to do the show today that I didn't even change. Yeah, I got the headband still. I don't have any. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I just look this way. If I could look a different way, I would. But I look this way. Man, the Apple Fire's got me sad. A lot of my friends are talking about it. It's just so smoky. So smoky out in the desert. Oh, and even here, it's overcast because we've got a few fires but they're minor. Man, we got to be careful. The fire season's here, and then compounding. Although I will say that the fire season is probably a good reason to wear the mask too. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, you see how I did that? Wash your hands, wear your mask. I can't say it enough, man. If you're watching this, that means you like me or love me or care about me in some way. And I love you too, man. I want to make sure that we can still hang out. I had some friends over this week. We got to have Bloody Marys from a distance. Probably already talked about this, but I don't care. Man, it made my heart feel so good to just see my friends in person, and just tell them I love them and like I miss them. I miss them. That's what it comes down to. We're humans. We interact better in groups and pods. Even the introverts miss the 7 people that they like. I'm just saying. Let's talk about some COVID shit real quick. We are at over 18 million cases worldwide reported. 18 million cases reported. Almost a million deaths. 700,050. So 70% of a million. Not a million. 700,000 deaths. Let's just go with that. So that is, whatever. I don't see how people can call it a good rate of death. Like, these are unnecessary deaths. What you're looking at is unnecessary deaths. And it's hard to just get around that. Now that it's happening, I don't know if you saw Dr. Burks. She said it's happening in suburban areas and in rural areas. That's everywhere in America. Because if it's not a suburban area, it's a rural area. That's what we got. COVID. Man, it's terrible here in LA because the COVID mixed with the super heat, which is kind of giving us a reprieve, but now mixed with the smoke, people are having a real hard time. Everybody's eyes are burning, and we're having a bad time here with the fire. But we're not. And here's where the show gets sad today, man. I'm sorry, but today, I don't know if you heard about it or not. I don't see how you could have not heard about it. But, man, this huge explosion in Beirut, Lebanon. Huge. Tons of people got it on camera because there was like a warehouse fire first, and then the explosion happened. But this was a giant explosion. Okay? There's thousands of people hurt, hundreds of people are dead. All the buildings, all the glass. They said they felt it all the way on Cyprus, the island, which is like over 200 kilometers away. This is one of the biggest explosions ever. One of the biggest. They say that it was over 2,500 tons of ammonium nitrate that was just stored in. It seems a little fishy to me, but let's just talk about what we know. 2,500 tons of ammonium nitrate. They blew the whole port down, dude. 2 tons is all they used in the Oklahoma City bombings, and that blew the whole building up and shattered everything for 60 blocks. This one, man, they're talking miles. People were miles away. And these, just the flying, everybody's video is horrific. You know, just the flying glass and the screaming. And I just want to share with you, like, that's what real terror looks like. Real terror looks like that. It's not people telling you that you need to wear a mask. It's not Black Lives Matter people telling you that black people matter. That's not oppression. Having somebody explain to you the racist nature of the country in which you live, that's not oppressive, dog. Having, that's not a tragedy, I mean, that's not a tragedy. But having a 2,500 tons of aluminum nitrate explode in your city during a COVID-19, and they're having problems because, of course, the politicians are corrupt and they've got other issues. And, dude, if you don't know, first off, if you don't know where Beirut is, I was sort of lucky. In the 80s, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. And in the 80s, Beirut was always on TV. It was always, every night they showed Beirut. And then Beirut became a punchline. You know, like in movies and TV shows, they'd walk in and they'd say, oh, your bedroom looks like Beirut. It looks like Beirut in here. And everybody, the canned laughter. And so that's how we, white Americans, learned about Beirut. It's a war-torn nation. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about here. I mean, I do know what I'm talking about, and I know what I want to express. Okay? And what I want to express is this. You know, even though it happened in another country, even though it happened in another continent, bro, those are our brothers and sisters on this earth. You know? If you can't have empathy for people, the innocent people that are being hurt, I don't know what you can do in this life. You know? I think back to a woman I used to, when I worked on the boulevard in Studio City, I worked next to a store that was owned by an Israeli woman. And, you know, she was great, like 55, you know, boobs out to here, smoking the cigarettes with the pink nails and the pink, just amazing, okay? And and then one day she just broke me off and she goes, let me tell you how it works over in Israel, darling. Let's say you have some kids and you need to go to the grocery store. Well, you don't go to the grocery store with your husband or your wife. You go alone. Husbands and wives never go out in public. They never go to the grocery store at the same time. They never go out on dates. They never go out in public together. I was confused. I was like, why don't they go out in public together? And she goes, because if one of them gets blown up in a bombing, they don't want to leave the children as orphans. That shit caught me right to my core as a human being, as a person, as an entity on this earth. Can you even comprehend that? I know I can't. I can't. You know? Here in LA we have explosions and they're, you know, ooh, it's incredible, it's funky, it's a grenade in someone's house. There was a shooting last night in Beverly Hills. You know, they've already sensationalized it. Oh, it was gangsters trying to rob everybody. Ooh, clack, clack. I mean, somebody died. Man, somebody died. And you just got jokes. You just got jokes. Beirut was a punchline. Dude, those explosions aren't funny. Here in LA, we had an explosion. I don't know if you remember this. In May, there was a fire, and the police department was going, and the fire department was going to investigate it, and all of a sudden it just blew everybody. I mean, it blew the cops all the way across the road. It blew up the fire truck. It was a hash oil warehouse. Illegal, probably. Because I can't see. I don't see the storage of those chemicals is legal. That's my problem right there. You know what I mean? Oh, we need less regulation in this country. Hash oil explosions in May of 2020. That was this year. Some of those officers just got out of the hospital last month in July because they had been burned so badly from that explosion. But did you hear about that? No. What do we hear about here in America? Trump. And I'm guilty of it too, man. Sometimes I just want to talk about what he says because sometimes you think that what the president says should be important, but then you realize what's really important is not our fucking posturing and maneuvering. You know, it's the fact that the government will always be against us. And when shit happens, we have to look out for each other and for ourselves. You know, you can't assume the state of California will help you. What have they done right for you so far? I'm just asking for a friend of mine who's still stuck in a DMV line. Jesus, Christopher, this is really a downer of an episode. And for that, I'm sorry. But I just was like, man, it was hurting in my heart today to see all these people weeping for Beirut and how, you know. Another thing about why do I care about Lebanon? Why would I care? You don't know them? Well, I do know them. You know, a lot of Armenian people, when they had to get their Ottoman Empire terror going on, and the diaspora left around the world, a lot of people in Lebanon are Armenian in their roots. You know, maybe half maybe half, maybe a little less than half. And the same thing with the island of Cyprus, right there. That's where the Armenians went to. And so I do know about the Lebanese. I do understand the arak, which is the drink. It tastes like black licorice. Also, one of the finest wineries in the world is in Lebanon. Chateau Musar, Musar. One of the finest. For all the people that are like, oh, that's just a nothing country. It's just dirt and rocks. Dude, they have civilization, they have cafes, they have music, they have everything that you and I want. Except for, you know, they're getting blown up, man. Whether it's from an accident or not an accident. Okay? Motive is unclear at this point. But all we know is that we got to take care of the people that are hurt. You see, that's the problem. That's what the terrorists will never understand. That no matter who pulls the trigger, there's always going to be people willing to help because of humanity. What am I, running for office here? What is this shit? Look, man, whatever religion you are, whatever you believe in, the creator in the sky, the accidental, whatever. Just put one up for Beirut tonight. All right? I know. It seems weird. There's a lot of places in America that need help too, but man, that's some pain. And it probably won't get a lot of press. Even now when you look, they're like, oh, huge explosion in Beirut, wow. You kind of like that explosion in Boston last year where the house blew up? Oh yeah, kind of the same thing. You know, my husband had a house in Boston. I remember. And then we just forget about the story. Dude, when this comes, this is going to be bad. All right. Christopher, could you just switch gears and talk about something nice for the ending? Can you just make the ending nice? All right. I will try. It's hard to make funny stuff up when it's actually going on. You know, I remember after 9/11, watching some stand-up comics, really did a good job of helping me get through whatever I was going through. You know, that was what I considered to be, it was like an act of magic. And I was like, wow. And so there is beauty to be attained during the sad times. Here's a movie we can all watch together, Pan's Labyrinth. If you haven't seen that movie, it's in Spanish with subtitles, but some of the finest movie making, finest characters. It's just a really beautiful film, and that's kind of a good idea, a good example of the, you know, beauty during the time of terrible war. I mean, also, well, you know, we can always look to the Renaissance, you know, and see what those guys were doing during the time of incredible, you know, disease and societies falling apart. Whatever we think it is, because the truth is, whatever we think it is, it's not. Okay, it's not. You know, dying, it ain't at the end of it, man. Because look at all the people that are dying every day, and then this shit still goes on. You know, this cycle. When I'm gone, when you're gone, when we're all gone, this shit's gonna still go on. But it's up to us as people to try to maintain, man. Try not to let ideology and fear and emotion take over our lives. I guess that's how I'm gonna end it today. I don't know why I feel like I'm running for mayor today, but I just want you guys to know I love you. And it's a crazy world out there, man. We got earthquakes, and we got, you know, riots, and we got killer cops, and we got killer citizens. You know, it ain't just cops out there doing bad. It's citizens too. We need the cops. So, you know, love each other, hug somebody, do something nice. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully with some better news. I'm sure of it. I'm sure there'll be better news tomorrow.